Hi guys, welcome to our module 2. In module 1, we looked at understanding Canva and the basics of it, the dashboard and all whatnot. In module 2, we will look at understanding design principles, layout and composition. Now, before we get started to design, there are simple design principles that I would love you to understand, as it will help guide you on how to better use Canva as a tool for designing social media graphics. So let's dive in. In this module, we will look at understanding terms like proximity, white space, alignment, contrast, and repetition. Now, layout and compositions are the foundation of designs. They help give your work structure and also help make it easier for you to navigate. For you to think like a designer, it means you understand how to manage and plan your components in a certain way that sends the correct message across. Let's look at our first term, proximity. Proximity is using visual space to show relationship in your contents. The idea here is to make sure that related items are grouped together. For example, if you're designing a business card, the name should be grouped in close proximity with the designation of the person. The number, the email address, the phone number, or the website can be grouped in close proximity together, and also maybe a set of pictures, if it's on the business card, can also be grouped in close proximity together. Let me show you what that means on Canva. On our Canva tool, if we have a heading, for example, right? I've clicked on my text. This is my heading, and my name is going to be written in this heading. Now, you can easily increase or decrease a component by holding and moving it from its size, from the side. And that way you can do that is to come to the top here to adjust it like so. Now, what that means is if my name is written here and we have a subtext that also houses my maybe designation, I want to left align it. What that means is that I can group these together in close proximity so that it is more pleasing to the eye or to anybody that sees it, like so. Like so. Okay. Next to proximity is white space. Now, white space is a negative space between your content, your lines, or your outer margin. When designing, define and separate different sections so your design can breathe easily. Let there be margins on the sides, let there be white spaces around your design, let there be spaces between multiple components, multiple texts, or text and picture text and image, or text and maybe an icon. Let your design breathe. White space will help you do that. Next is alignment. Now use even spacing and equal sized margins. Make it organized. How? Be consistent. Imagine your content inside of a grid. In this example, we see two options. The first option here, we see that all of these components are scattered. They are not aligned. It's difficult for anybody to understand what this means, because this is bent, this is bent, this is really scattered. But we see this contrast in the second design, where it seems aligned. All of these were left aligned. We see that this is left aligned to this. We see that all of this is right aligned, and so this looks more consistent. We see that there are even spacing around here, around here, around here, and so this looks more consistent compared to these. So in our course of designing using Canva, alignment will help us make our work consistent, evenly spaced within each other. Next is contrasts. Now, contrasts is the idea of making one item different from the other. Now, use contrast to catch or direct the reader's eye, to create emphasis, to call for attention to something important. Now, there are multiple ways you can use contrast. You can use colors, you can use text, shape, hierarchy, which means one is bigger than the other. Now decide which element you want the readers to notice first and make them stand out. In the course of going into design now, you will see that there are times where we might need to make some text bigger. There'll be times where we might need to make some text smaller. There'll be times where we might need to make a color pop, maybe to direct our readers' eye to what we're trying to design. Contrast helps you understand all of these things. Lastly, we have repetition. Now, your project should have a consistent look and feel in terms of the colors, the fonts. When you're trying to design, decide on what colors you're going for. Stick to the colors all through. If you'll be using multiple colors, decide on the multiple colors you'll be using and stick to it. If you'll be using a particular font, choose your font and then stick to it all through. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot combine multiple fonts, but let your font be consistent across board. If you have a particular font for your headers, stick to it. If you have a particular font for the text of the body, also stick to it. The idea for proximity again is to make sure related items are grouped together. Let's play around with this design just to see what related items can be grouped together. We can pick an element of maybe a circle. Our circle is here. We can create another circle here by copying, right click, copy, paste, right click, paste. We can see this is one way to copy and paste an item. Another way is to hold Control, Control C, Control V on your Windows. So imagine if we have these items here. We can easily change the colors of the items now. Really just emphasizing the point that items together can be grouped together. Related items can be grouped together. Now these are related in that they are circles. They are all grouped together as well. Okay. Next is the white space. Now, like I said, the idea for white space is that you allow your design breathes. Allow your design breathe. Let's look for something. Let's go ahead and just work with a template for now. Or let's go ahead and add a background to this. I navigated to more, and then I also navigated to picking a background. Let's do that again so you can see better. So click on more, click on background, and then you see the various types of background that can be used. Like this, let's use this. You see the background is added, we can still see our names, but let's get something more like let's change the fonts. Click on it, click on the fonts to change the fonts. Let's bring it closer, reduce the line spacing. You can reduce letter spacing as well. You see it comes close. Yeah. Now we can work on this, make it center aligned. Welcome to August. You notice how I'm trying to aim for the text to be closely connected to each other to show proximity. All of these texts are together, they are here. There is a defined space in between, which is what you have here, and then a subtext that is supposed to be a follow-up to this text is underneath here. And I had to bring it close together so it's clear that okay, this text and this text are totally different. This one is with this and this one is with that. Yeah, just an example of proximity. We can also see a bit of white space here in that there is a clear defined space. This and this is center aligned. They can also be left aligned or right aligned, like so. Left aligned. We'll come to August. I can decide to rework this. So just basic text now so far. Just basic text. Just basic text. Like so. Welcome to August. Let's try and create one with just 2 letters. A C. Change the font of this, make it something bold. And a V. And we can obviously change the color to that. Yeah, like so. We looked at alignments, we looked at contrasts. One clear ways to guide the reader's eyes. You can see, looking at this design, the first thing that pops is welcome to August. Why? Because it's the biggest there, followed by what I want the audience, the user to see first, which is make sure you have an awesome, amazing month ahead, which is this. So clear indication of all of the layout and composition and how it makes your work look way much better. Thank you. Okay, with that we conclude our module 2. In module 3 we will start designing, and I'm sure you're excited about that. Thank you.